The gateway abruptly opened, causing the world to alter. Instead of a loud crack or a blinding flash, a gentle ripple crept into the air like poison. It was a wrongness that spread through the air like poison. Perhaps without realizing the repercussions, a member of your family interacted with forces they couldn't understand. The creature started to stir, and the seal was broken. This awakening was inevitable, but it did not happen instantly. It was similar to a storm developing on the horizon. There is a desire as ancient as the blood that runs through it, and it has cast a shadow through your veins that transcends centuries. However, you are not just observing this process. Rather, you are the answer to this issue. The understanding that you are conscious of the tug of destiny with each step and breath you take, since you are the one who will confront and overcome the darkness. Even if the devil has been freed, it will not proclaim victory because you are who you are. Furthermore, despite the fact that the gateway has already been opened, you may permanently shut it. This sadness was brought on by a member of your family. They brought it upon themselves by making a potentially impulsive or desperate decision. There is a chance it was a secret invocation of a band, a bloodstained bond whose actual cost, according to God, is a nightly ritual dating back to ancient times. Whatever it was, the consequences were severe. A door was opened, which was initially little but big enough to allow evil to enter. The fact that they were unaware of what they had done does not imply that it was a careless mistake. Rather, it suggests that they did it on purpose in the desire of riches, power, protection, or even retaliation. They were unaware of the harmful ramifications for themselves and future generations. Rather of erupting in pandemonium, the gateway gradually formed over time. The evil crept into the very soul of your family and your heritage in a quiet and unnoticed manner. The following are some of the things you've seen firsthand: addiction destroying lives, breaking souls, and leaving scars. Mental illness is ravaging your kin behind closed doors. Money is being drained continually. Fortunes are being lost abruptly. And family relationships are being torn by treachery, jealousy, or uncontrollable rage. The expense has been paid by subsequent generations. Your family's past contains unsolved traumas. Nobody was spared, and maybe you believed your family was protected. Too many individuals perished at a young age. You may have believed that the bad circumstances that have befallen your family were the consequence of poor decisions or sheer chance. But you were aware on a basic level that something was off with your family history. Repeated patterns that are very exact each time. The truth could not be hidden for an endless period of time. It is now staring you in the face and is hard to ignore. Generations of people experienced a fatally stuck cycle in silence. It is no chance that you were born into this family tree. It was predestined. You symbolize the breaking point. Once the curse is removed, the burden you bear will no longer be a kind of punishment, but rather a role that you are designed to do. Because of your potential and ability to wreak damage, you now have the power, understanding, and clarity that your forefathers lacked. The devil is afraid of you. This is because it recognizes your potential. This evil is aware that it is playing on borrowed time, and that each pulse is a foreshadowing of the impending conflict. You were created to correct your forefathers' tragic error. You will break the curse right now, even if it began many years ago. You represent the culmination of a long-standing arrangement, a pact done behind closed doors. You were the one who opened the door, but your forefathers did it. This will cause it to shut off. You'll continue to ignore the truth that the devil has endured millennia of pain. Regardless of this, the devil cannot survive on its own, because it needs a host, a body to possess, and a soul to corrupt in order to operate while concealing itself behind well-known faces. It lies, smiles, and manipulates, and someone you trust and care about is hiding evil. It may be clear in murmurs designed to lower your self-esteem that you have a sister who is jealous of your every accomplishment. You have a cousin who causes trouble and a relative who makes a living off your family's grief. The fact that they laugh shows that they are not monsters. At first glance, eat meals with the family, exchange tales, and give consolation during difficult times. But there is something malevolent behind such behaviors. For whatever reason, the smiles they wear hide sharp edges, and their devotion is conditional. the gaslighting, the subtle guilt trip, and the constant shifting of responsibilities. You could sense the nasty words disguised as giggles, as well as the too severe judgments. This is the voice of the devil. It works by influencing the emotions of persons you care about and communicating through their lips as if they were puppets. Conflict feeds its insatiable desire, whilst concord depletes it. Peace weakens it, whilst conflict feeds its need for turmoil. An intense yearning. The more arguments, miscommunications, and betrayals occur, the stronger it becomes. Consider the following. Who in your life leaves you exhausted, perplexed, and hurt after each encounter? Who is always in the center of controversy, but never willingly accepting responsibility for their acts? That is the one that quietly sows the seeds of distrust among family members. This is no coincidence. Rather, it is a conscious behavior, even if the people are unaware that they are harboring a demon. Ignorance does not alter the facts of the issue. After discovering who the puppet is, you must move quickly to remove yourself from the scenario. On a spiritual, emotional, and cerebral level, the devil needs your cooperation, suffering, and perplexity to operate well. Keep a safe distance, starve it, and deny its existence. They will accuse you of being self-centered, betraying them, and deceitful. Therefore, it will not be easy. During the period when they are attempting to drag you back into their disarray with tears, threats, and promises, you must stay steady. It's crucial to remember that this isn't just a family quarrel. Rather, it is a spiritual fight. You may use your limits as shields, and your clarity is your most effective weapon. When you decide to refrain from engaging, you diminish its power over you. Although it is conceivable that the puppet may never understand their position, this is not your duty. Your obligation is to put a stop to this cycle. The opponent is hiding in plain sight, and it relies on your devotion, love, and humiliation in order to keep existing. On the other side, you have a clear view today, and the darkness is scared of the sunshine. Despite the demon's belief that it had been safely buried inside your family for all time, you were able to uncover it. The days of this opponent are coming to an end. It will no longer be able to hide from you while carefully selecting its victims. This demon moves from generation to generation, shifting from one to the next. It attaches itself to certain souls and feeds on them in order to overcome their flaws, worries, and self-doubt. Perhaps it started with your grandmother, who fueled the embers of hate that tore your family apart, and then it spread to an uncle, who stoked the fires of addiction that destroyed everything he came in touch with. Perhaps your sister is driving the hostility that is killing all of their relationships. At the present, it utilizes a clear strategy: divide and conquer. During times of turmoil, it thrives, producing both villains and victims. When the family comes together, the chats turn into arguments, and someone is always the scapegoat, rather than the family's black sheep, who is blamed for everything that goes wrong. There is just one difficulty. Could this be you? Have you always taken responsibility for your family's grief, bearing the load of their disgrace with you? You wonder who stands to gain from the ongoing confrontation. Who is it that seems to take pleasure in the misery of others while secretly relishing in the havoc caused by the devil's manipulation of relationships, resulting in jealousy and betrayal? Parents maintain control over their offspring. Siblings turn on one another, and trust is continually broken, causing scars that will never heal. It is hard to tell when money will go, fortunes will flip upside down in a heartbeat, and chances will pass you by, constantly on the point of being lost. As you continue to follow the same pattern, you get locked in a never-ending cycle of disappointment. It is not just a case of poor luck. Premeditated anguish, inexplicable disasters, unexpected sicknesses, accidents that might have been prevented, and premature deaths have all happened in your life. Anguish, despair, and hopelessness are elements that the devil thrives on. In addition to participating in battle, your family's pain is the source of its strength. However, now that something has changed, the demon recognizes that you are unique and fights with increasing fury. As a result, it recognizes that you constitute a danger and that you are the only one capable of eventually eliminating it. Despite the fact that it is dangerous, You are the only one with the capacity to eventually shatter it. Despite the danger, you are the only one who can eventually break it. For resistance, awakening, and the last trick on the list. Now that you're awake, you're aware of all the tactics and manipulations this monster employed to keep your family under his control for centuries. But due to you, the regulation is no longer in force. The devil is scared of you because you constitute a danger to him. If you are prepared to face the devil head-on, please write a comment with the sentence, "The cycle ends with me in it." The devil is suffering a sense of defeat, which causes it to panic, lose its grasp, and behave aggressively out of despair. You're going to get something intriguing, sensual, and enticing to you. This is the last trick it has devised only for you to enjoy and ponder the potential that the snare may be a new friend who emerges out of nowhere and offers you precisely what you need, such as love, support, financial aid, and opportunities. It's conceivable that it's an old flame who appears out of nowhere, assuring that they have changed and are now ready. However, beneath their words is a demon who wishes that you remain connected, vulnerable, and lonely despite the fact that everything is going so well. It looks to be flawless. You're betting on your fragility, that you'll choose comfort over truth. Be skeptical of agreements that seem to be too good to be true, as well as easy, unexpected possibilities that promise instant fame, money, or prestige for nothing. Sometimes the devil's last effort looks to be friendly. However, underlying the seeming benevolence is a price that you are unable to pay: your freedom and soul. The lie will attempt to impose control over your emotions by giving the appearance that you are being pressed, guilty, or compelled. Don't abandon us. These are falsehoods designed to make you feel terrible for yourself, to link you back into servitude and remind you of your former self. Family members will whisper to you after all we've done for you. You owe us this. Don't abandon us. These falsehoods are deliberate. In your present situation, the capacity to recognize this trap is critical. You should constantly be on the alert for red flags, which are warning signals from your intuition. You should avoid plans with hidden, twisted, or stifling threads, as well as those who keep appearing without explanation and promises that seem too good to be true. Refuse to give in to this impulse and maintain your boundaries while keeping in charge. In this last, stupid, and desperate attempt, the devil is trying to assist. If you reject it now, its grip will be destroyed permanently. Every choice you make in this conflict represents a battle you are waging. Your resolve is your shield, and your clarity is your most powerful weapon, the one you possess. It's crucial to remember that this is about more than just you. It is about your family and the generations that will succeed you. The demon is aware of your present strength, which he fears and despises. This is a bet that puts everything on the line in a last-ditch attempt. It is critical that you do not yield into its demands. Your knowledge will thwart its plans, and your strength will horrify it. This dishonesty is the ultimate barrier between captivity and liberation, between dismal failure and spectacular success. Whether you choose to accept, ignore, or win over it, your victory is closer than you realize. Greetings, chosen one. Please look at your life right now. First, look at us, then go back to yours. Despite the fact that the majority of them were ignored and some were killed, they remained there, waiting for the proper individual to see them. Have you not noticed it? Warnings concealed in folklore include the numerals that keep appearing, the statements said by elders, as well as the dreams that seem all too real. These were not random events. Rather, they were breadcrumbs that lead you to the truth. Your forefathers, who were aware of what was about to happen, talked of a dark presence inside the family of something unseen, and some even sought to fight, achieving one's objectives. Individuals who were able to recognize the curse were mocked, ostracized, and forgotten. Their knowledge was hidden beneath decades of denial. As a result, people referred to them as crazy, ignored them, and kept them quiet. On the other hand, their voices were never fully silenced. They were still whispering to you, demanding for your attention. They prayed for someone like you, someone who sees things that others do not, someone who will not be duped, deceived, or broken. They were certain that someone would spring forward, capable of completing what they could not achieve on their own. Ease. You should research your family's history in more depth. Do you have the capacity to notice the 5? Accepting responsibility for your future and overcoming the curse. Have you seen the repeating names, patterns, and catastrophes that are mirrored? You are the one who breaks the curse, the last link in a centuries-old chain. So this is no coincidence. The curse keeps repeating itself, waiting for the cycle to stop. Your forebears did not endure in vain. Rather, their pain drew them to you. The moment they fought for, sought, and gave their lives for. This is not a conflict you are waging on your alone. You are directed and protected by those who came before you and are standing behind you in uncertain times. They will whisper warnings to you, push obstacles out of your way, and give cues to pay attention. The last opportunity to put an end to what started so many years ago. They had always known the war would take place. The prophecy referred to more than simply the disease. Rather, it was the one who would emerge to remove the disease. You, the devil, and your forefathers were all aware of this. The question is, are you aware of it? This struggle is not being waged only for you. It is for those who come before and after you. Many families have been devastated, and many lives have been lost. But this curse will end with you, with each breath it takes and each step it takes ahead. The devil has the impression that its reign is coming to an abrupt end. Why? Everything appears to be getting tougher. Why fresh obstacles continue to arise, as well as why previous wounds persist. Keep coming back. Do not give in to the devil's efforts to make you feel powerless, confused, and terrified. He wants you to. It was not a coincidence that you were chosen to participate in this war. Instead, it was destiny. You're the one who breaks the pattern, the warrior of the line, the first to see plainly, the first to muster the courage to address what others have disregarded. And you have the strength, wisdom, and guts to do so. Your courage is the spark that sparks change that will last millennia. Future generations will mention your name with thanks, pride, and admiration for you and your achievements. You spared them from the anguish caused by its touch before they had the opportunity to feel it. Your legacy does not consist of money, real estate, or titles. It is this unrestricted freedom. With each stride forward, the monster's power diminishes, and its hold on the person lessens with each passing day. It won't even be a recall, just a foggy nightmare, since you chose courage over fear. Your family was fortunate to flee, and your children, grandkids, and their descendants will never have to go through the same ordeal that you had. In this point, you are the defining moment, the one who breaks the curse and restores your family tree to life since you were able to correct the issue. Your family is now free. Finally, as the monster falls, everything changes. The blackness evaporates instantaneously, and all links are broken. A stop results in an immediate and evident sense of relaxation. The burden linked with your family vanishes instantly. You are able to breathe freely for the first time in your life. You should expect a shift in your energy. Doors that were previously closed. Opening opportunities are coming in. Prosperity, love, happiness, and harmony. Returning to your home. Laughter echoes where fury previously ruled, and everything takes a new direction. Last but not least, the host carrying the demon will be revealed, allowing you to identify who was coerced, deceived, or actively participated in the event. Changes occur in familial connections. Secrets come to light, and the truth is revealed. The puppet loses its authority overnight and is held responsible for its deeds, but the war is far from done. Some who are still controlled by the devil may feel resentful of your independence. As a result, your win will not be widely celebrated. You should be ready for efforts to recover you, which may involve emotional appeals, guilt trips, abrupt apologies, and strategies aimed to restore chaos. You should not be duped. Your achievement is delicate and needs care at first. It is critical to avoid individuals who disturb your tranquility, since your limits serve as both your protection and your absolute authority. Clear and timely benefits are showered to us. Your family will once again experience the heavenly wealth that was promised to them. Previous fatalities will be deleted. Health will improve overnight. Relationships will be healed, and disputes will be resolved spontaneously. Restoring anything does not depend on chance. Generations of pain have been replaced with pleasure, stability, and freedom. You have created a new reality as a replacement. A blessing has been showered onto the person. Remember that your success will bring you plenty of love and peace. You become a live example of how curses may be broken, and others are motivated by your success. You are now the light, the beacon guiding those who are lost in the darkness in the correct way. The success you gain is theirs. Your tale has the potential to heal more than just your family at this time. This therapy is not a quick fix, but rather a long-term answer. This is the last time a demon will manifest as a result of your deeds. You've permanently closed the door. Your legacy ensures that future generations will never have to endure such misery. You cannot modify your lineage in any manner. You are aware on some level that you have accomplished something that others believed was impossible. You have defeated an ancient evil and restored the divine balance that was inside your family. You should be proud of your strength. Recognize your courage and live without fear. Because the greatest important accomplishments are the consequence of the most difficult difficulties undertaken voluntarily. Your triumph against the devil signals the start of a new chapter in your life. You are currently undergoing therapy, taking action, and adjusting to your new world. You've triumphed. One final exam is coming soon, and it will include a well-planned trick. Satan is a powerful and ferocious opponent who will not be defeated without a battle. Given your previous experiences, you should be prepared for lies, seduction, and dishonesty. During the conflict, it is critical to be vigilant since the devil uses well-known strategies such as emotional blackmail, unexpected appearance, and fabricated causes. Utilize your intuition, which has been enhanced by this experience. Conflict. You are quite acquainted with the movements in the game, but it is going to finish. You were picked for this struggle because you are the fighter your family needs, and you have always been one of a kind. From the start, the devil made a mistake in assessing you. You possess previously inconceivable levels of power and clarity. You not only break curses, but you also change fortunes. Your involvement is much more important than you may have previously thought. This one will be the pinnacle of your legacy in the future. Future generations will profit from your boldness. It is important to recall your forefathers' prayers as they were. You gave the answer. The darkness is afraid of your self-confidence. So aggressively claim your win by your own strength. You should not be afraid to tell the truth because your voice is strong and has the potential to destroy falsehoods. It is not enough for you to just survive. You are conquering the agony of your ancestors. It's now over. The anguish has converted to strength. The terror has transformed into boldness. And the turbulence has given way to tranquility. You are the protagonist, hero, warrior, and plot spark. Being firm, defiantly guarding your boundaries, and resisting any efforts to reintegrate you. Your decision will decide the destiny of your family. This is your freedom. It is difficult to violate a family's right to live independently.